Good evening, I'm Earl Gibbes, and welcome to Earl Gibbes Live, coming to you from World Star Studios at Amsterdam Shopping Center. And with me is none other than the man himself. I've been trying to get him for a while, and he's here tonight. And Mr. Silvio Matza, Member of Parliament. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, Harold. Good to be here on your show again, finally.
It's good to have you. The last time I had you on, speaking of everything, man, you broke records, man. So people online, you know?
Yeah, I heard about it, yeah.
So things going?
Well, as you know, today was Postulation Day, so it was a long gearing up towards that and deciding to which party to run with, and being in government now with this coalition. Franz Richardson was the one that fit the most with me, and he was also the Member of Parliament that we spoke about different projects and so how we see St. Maarten going forward. So that's why I decided to run with the USP.
So what number are you on the list?
Well, Oral, I'm a little superstitious when it comes to that. If you look at Michael Jordan, no matter where you go, he took 23 with him. If you look at LeBron James, he went back to Cleveland, but he took 23 with him. And since I left the up to be with us, I took my number 23 with me too. So I'll be number 23 on the USP list.
All right, so what's been the response from people so far when they heard that you're going to come back again?
A lot of people was very happy, especially all what I went through in the last couple of months. A lot of people was very sad in what all I went through, and they were hoping for me to come back. It was a very personal decision and to think about everything, and that's why my slogan says, I give it up for us. And a lot of people will not maybe understand what that means, but it means that you put everything on the side for your country. And our party is the USP, and we call it the us, and it fits with the people of St. Maarten. And I'm a person that I always say, at a given moment in life, when you reach a certain level of knowledge, you have to give back to the place that gave you everything. And St. Maarten give me whatever I have, and no matter what I go through, I said, I can't turn my back on the ones that is still hoping for me to do things that they hope to see happen in St. Maarten, especially in the difficult times we're facing these days.
Now, you are one of the few members of Parliament that have been accused and arrested for allegedly buying votes. But what has been the response from your mother? Because she's almost 80, and did she tell you it's okay to run, or what?
My mom told me if I don't run, she'll do like the old people say, she'll give me a beating that I won't get again. She said, because it's so sad to know that what I'm going through. And as I say, I leave that in the legal hands, because at the end of the day, I don't know what is vote buying. And what I really, it's a big question mark, and it's even the lawyers are like questioning, like, what is this, you know? So that's in legal hands. I leave it there, and we'll see in the future what comes out from it or whatever, and then we'll fight it from legal part. They'll say innocent until proven guilty, and we'll see from there what is what. But at the end of the day, your responsibilities stays your responsibilities. I went on a list, I got elected, I became a member of Parliament, and there are some things that what I said I was going to do with my knowledge and push about it, and do I give it up because of the fact what I'm going through? You all know when you go in politics, you get strange enemies, comes with all different angles at you. A lot of people don't know what field they're playing in until when you shake the ground and people feel like you become a threat. And then after there, this is the things that come. I know from which angle it came from, and at the end of the day, I have to live with it, because I stepped into the ring of politics. As I said, politics can be very dirty, you know? Yeah. So I thought a lot about it, Arwell. I sat down, I took it in prayer, I searched soul myself, and I said, I can't walk away from the people of St. Maarten. And I could go back in the private industry and be successful as I was. But am I doing really justice to the country that gave me everything I have? No. I think there's a lot of things need to still be done, and we're yet to be done if we look at the hard times that we are facing, which people don't realize, because we are a nation of a lot of pride, which means, you know, a lot of people never tell no one how bad they're hurting. Yeah. But me, you know, because we see them on a day-to-day basis. If you go in certain houses, a family that we know used to be very well okay off, today have it very hard, because at the end of the day, the salary cannot compare to the high cost of the country. So we have to do a lot of things. In last year, when I decided to leave and create, together with Franz Richardson and Maurice Lake, and we created with the DP and the NA and the USP, and we formed the coalition. Today I can live with a very good heart and sleep well, knowing that, seeing the results that happen from that. I mean, even you on the board of Gibbes today, and you're seeing that, thank God that that move made that we can do a lot of different, that things was going really wrong that direction. And if we look at the government building that took so long, put down there, can't move, we are on the verge of just, 6 weeks, and we'll be moving our government building that stood there for 7 years. And we have so many other projects, which I will show you a few other things that we're working on. And the thing about it, when you look at everything, coming down, as they say, to do things for your country, you have to also social yourself with certain things. I've been 21 years in the background. So after 21 years in the background, knowing government, knowing what's going on, and knowing, let's say, people in the private sector that you've met, you know what contribution you can make towards your country. It is not something you just get upon and say, going on a list. Because that's the thing about it. When you go on a list and tomorrow you get elected and you cannot deliver for your country, then you get nervous. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know India was like that. So if you look at, in general, a lot of people say, oh, we didn't hear from Silvio. Oh, Silvio looked like he's quiet, Silvio this, but quiet in what way? At the end of the day, people put me in to use my expertise and my knowledge to try to get the country going forward. It ain't like long time ago, you sit under the sandbox tree and you pong a little domino and you chit-chat. There is work to get put in. You have to go behind certain things, and you have to push hard to lobby with certain people to lead them be interested in St. Maarten, because we have a lot of competition around the world now in the tourism sector, and that's a fact. So many people don't know what all I just be working on and what all I try to accomplish. You put a minister in place, the minister have to carry out the job of the minister. I cannot carry that job out for her. For example, the Minister of Theatre fell under me, as the coalition said, but that's the minister's job. She does the day-to-day basis. All I can do as the member of parliament is give her the ideas of the things that I know from my knowledge and say, listen, let's go this way, because this can work good for the country. And so far, honest truth, Arwell, the lady has done a tremendous job. I only can compliment her that everything we did. Sometimes she calls me and she says, MP, what do you think about this? You know, give me a knowledge on that. And I give her knowledge, and for the rest, she carries everything out. She has her staff, which is remarkable. They sit together, they focus on the things that means the most. For example, the STA, which is the Semantos Authority, has been working for 20 years. A lot of people just leave it, just linger and come and go. Today, in 2 weeks' time, we'll have it off the ground. It's done. The director's been going through, the interim director, which will be put in place, and then it will be off the ground. I mean, so those little things in a short period of time where you focus on and you put your mind to get certain things done, we can get it done as the people of St. Maarten. And that's the thing where I decide, no, I feel like my job is not finished yet, and I will put my country still above me and keep pushing forward.
You know what surprised me is that I've been doing television for over 33 years. And the first interview I did with you, and I was surprised as the response from people, because you will hear certain things from people, and when it comes to a politician, you always hear the same things. And what surprised me is that how people were impressed with you and speaking of everything. And then we posted it online, and the speed at which people was clicking on that was just unbelievable. So it seems as if people like your message.
Well, I would like to speak only from the truth, from the heart. And as I said, a lot of politicians out there portray me to be different or whatever, or portray me to be a different human being that they say. But I dedicate it to my people at St. Maarten. And I think we have one of the most greatest islands here in the Caribbean. I think it is so sad that where we are today, that we could have been way further. It's just a matter of dedication and put yourself in the position where God gave you that given talent. As you said, you're 33 years in the television business. There is no St. Maarten to pick it up like you, and it's your passion, and it does it great. So when it comes to that, bottom line, everyone wants to come on your show because at the end of the day, you portray it with a passion and everything. Most people, they want to be, as we say, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And that's, I think, one of the biggest problems we got today, where you hear certain politicians talking, they talk about 20, 40 different items. I'm not focusing on 20 different items. Don't ask me nothing about social welfare. I don't know. That was not my strength. My strength is to create projects, it's to create jobs. That's all I know, and that's all I know the country needs. Once we get the economy going and we create jobs, what goes down? Our social aspect has money to take care of it. Number two, our crime falls because the young people has work. As long as we don't focus on that, we are keep creating and thinking in all type of different ways, and we are not going to come to a solution of nothing because St. Maarten was built on economics. That's why so much other countries and other different islands, they stormed to this island because it was like a magnet of economics, and we should not lose that touch. I think right now we were a diamond, and we has polished our diamond to be like a piece of copper, while we can polish it to be a platinum diamond. And it's just a matter of the right people together, hold hands, push forward, and get St. Maarten the right way. And that's what all I want to do, nothing else.
No, the port of St. Maarten is very vital to the economy.
Yes.
In the past, I've seen some different drawings of plans to come to develop even more.
Yep.
And you brought along one that
yes,
you wanted to share with us.
That was in my mind long time ago, and we finally get it on a little rendering, and I would like to share that with you, Aaron.
This is it. Tell me about it.
Well, if you look from my side, it's to the left. That's a mirror of the opposite side of the port. You'll see where we have a breakwater and also projected a few smaller fleet of ships.
Is that over
on the
Fort,
on the DV side by the Fort
Amsterdam?
Yes, Fort Amsterdam. So our idea is we want to create with Fort Amsterdam in the whole area there and create more a luxury area of the harbor.
Oh,
because what happened now is we have the big mega ships, but the small luxury ships, what would like to come, they don't like to interact with that because they feel it's too much of a crowd. So we decided there's a market for these smaller vessels and also for the giga yachts. So like Abramovich yachts is always out there floating, have nowhere to dock. He only comes into dock when there is a time or space. But imagine if he have a place where he's permanent in the high season and he's going to pay good money. He's going to bring all his clients from Russia, wherever it may be, and we create on that area a whole new zone of jobs, boutique hotels, and you cannot imagine.
What's the yellow line, that yellow line going around?
The yellow line is the boardwalk all the way down.
So the boardwalk will stretch right over.
We're going to stretch the boardwalk all the way down. And we're going to make it like in Miami, like a boulevard where if you come in by Great Bay, then it will have a drive-in section towards the boulevard. Wow. So there'll be like the walkway, like how we know the boardwalk now, plus a driveway, very slow driving going down all the way to the DVN, where a young man can drive down with his little girlfriend, park up there in the nighttime and feel like he's on a honeymoon, and then go up.
Be young again now, boy.
So these are the things, and very strange. Virgin Atlantic was here, Richard Branson. And when he saw the plans, he went totally crazy. He says, when is the studies going to be done?
So you all showed him this?
We showed him that, and he was like, wow, it's finally St. Maarten looked like it's starting to rain again the way it should be. So the Virgin Atlantic already sent different messages to the harbor, asked them, when is the plans going to start to be worked out? When are we going to do the studies? And the council ministers saw this already, and the council ministers took the decision that they will pass the budget to pay for the studies so that we can get going. And then it will be like a private partnership, like a Virgin Atlantic will come in and develop it together with the harbor.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And how long do you think this will take to develop?
Looking at it, 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
Yep. Wow.
Yep.
It's amazing. And the part of it I like is where you're mentioning that you were able to drive along.
Yes. There. Yep. You know, if you notice, a lot of countries who is very touristic develop has like a driveway on the coastal side. We don't have that.
Yeah.
So we said let's create
in the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
You got a lot of different places.
There's different places like that. And Spain has that a lot. So we create our little part,
A
like
little Miami Beach.
Yes.
This is nice. So you would say that if everything goes as planned, this could start in 2017, you think?
Yes, in 2017 this could start.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
And so then when you mentioned the Russian billionaire, that's a huge yacht that's normally anchored out in the
Out in the sea. There's no place for him to anchor. He can't go in the lagoon. It's too big to get in, and there's no other marina that can house him. So all of them, and there's now, like, these days at that level, there's even competition with each other that they can't get into Sinbad. So when they can't get into Sinbad, they'll be out by us here. So imagine once we have that, at least 5, 6, or 7 of them can anchor. You have on his ship, you have 65 crew members. That's our tourists.
Yeah.
You know, and here it is, we are capturing tourists that normally will go to Sinbad, the high end, and they will be creating our own little island there for them in that corner.
Wow, it's just amazing. You have another picture I wanted to show. What's this one here?
Well, that's the new STA building, the Silvio Tourist Authority building, partly, and also this will be created down street, which we call down street,
right.
You know, and it's close to Walter Plants.
Okay.
We realize Walter Plants is becoming more and more that people like coming down there. Even the cruise tourists love to come down there, sit down and have a drink and eat a little local food. But we realize the parking is a problem for the locals and others. So we said we're going to create a parking garage that will be to the back of that building. And when we said, no, why don't we put then the St. Maarten Tourist Authority, which is then the tourist authority, so that when they're there and people can visit, they're seeing our whole beautification. Imagine in the future, that second part of the harbor is developed. They're looking at that view. And they said, while we're having it, why don't you create a boutique hotel on top of it? And people like Sunwing and all of them is so interested in things like this for their higher end clients. So then we start to put a whole project together. And that's supposed to be approved to work out drawings by the end of this year, and next year to be started construction.
How many floors is that?
I think it was, if I'm not dreaming, it's something like 13 floors.
Yeah, 13 floors.
Yep.
Okay. And I see there's a pool on the top.
Pool on the top, yeah.
And then if you were staying there, you can just walk across the street to the boulevard.
To the Walter Plants, to the boulevard. You walk all the way down, and we start to create the real touristic life at night time, what we need for Phillipsburg.
So then, if I got you correct, then it's going to change the entire face of Down Street.
Yes, exactly. You imagine what the value of our local people land will become there.
It's skyrocket.
It's skyrocket. We're putting back the economy in our people's hand. So people what now won't be able to say if they do something to open a store, no one comes down that because they feel no one will be down. People will be changing their houses and making good economics for themselves.
Like Grand Cause.
Yes, exactly.
It's amazing. And you said there will be a parking garage?
A parking garage to the back, so they'll handle all the parking, that we have enough parking to handle the whole facilities, plus the Walter Plants.
Okay. And this is right, I think this is right across the street from the Sea Palace or something,
yes,
right?
Yes.
It's just amazing. So this is a plan that also you want to develop?
But yes, I was working on it also, and I decided, let me show it to you tonight.
All right. I think there's another one, let me see, what's this one here?
That's the new projected building for home porting. So that's what we are really working on also to get home porting. That's up in the harbor to the left. When you come in on the main entrance, it's to the left side where they kept the, I think it was the FCCA.
Oh, okay. I know what that's going to be.
And there's going to be a permanent building for the home port, because with the home port, they have to go through all the control and everything before they go on the ship.
Oh, so all the luggage, everything will go through?
Yes, will go through there. Yep. And that's a whole new income level for our taxi drivers, for whoever, operators, whatever. So these are the different things that we have to start working on to divert our economy.
Wow. And this too, you think will be ready?
That will be ready by next year.
Next year?
This is already in the working.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things happening, man.
Yes, a lot of things happening. And it's sad to hear when you hear them talking about, our cruise passengers is dropping, while the harbor is diverting to certain different type of cruise ships. And by next year, I heard the cruise tourists will be back up to 1.9 million. So imagine if we do phase 2 down at DV with the smaller ships, with the luxury, we're looking at nearly 3 million tourists in the future. So St. Martin, St. Martin people should not be worried. If you put the right people with who's dedicating their hearts towards their work doing, we'll get our things done what we need to get done.
Any plans to widen that road that's coming from the port down to Phillipsburg a little bit?
Even that was talking with the bank campers to the right to make it wider. And that's why also, you see, we talk about a lot about the other end, the phase 2, to split up a little bit the investment of which part the economics is, because otherwise you're going to overload a place too much. So imagine if we'll take the EDC land where I think it is the Royal Caribbean was planning to do a whole development there. Imagine you have to say, okay, we'll put then what we're doing on phase 2 there, then it's really too much for that corner.
Okay. So see what you're actually doing is like spreading the whole thing.
And imagine that once it's a whole new development, we'll be also talking about new taxis, new this, new that. So there's so much young people have opportunities to have a job.
So it's amazing when you look at all the potential of St. Martin. And the thing is that a lot of the people complain, a lot of the local people that you know and I know, what they complain about is that it's difficult for them to get a chance to prosper in this job market. People come from all over to get jobs. So I have to ask you about this because the problem is with the projects, they're very good, they're beautiful, they're great for St. Martin, but how are we going to ensure that we get all people to work, because we need that?
Well, this is my opinion. If when you look in general at every place you ever go, if your people are in the management, it will trickle all the way down to your people in the regular jobs also. If you put a different person from somewhere in management, they look out for who they feel comfortable with. It's like that. We got to make sure that our young people that goes away to study and come back, that they get the managerial positions, they get the right positions, and they will look out after for the other people. Once government in place, I think government have to look out also for like wherever they issue in different licenses, that have to look out that the economics that trickles down into our people. And we don't need to hide. We know who our people is. We know who our people is. I hear politicians say, yes, Samaritans, this. No, I know who's my Samaritans. You know who's your Samaritans. And at the end of the day, it is you wishing your people well. And if you don't from your heart wish your people well, you'll never put a hand out to get them to get the right things.
The reason I ask this question is because, there are a number of people that try to make you feel guilty as a St. Martin.
Yes.
When you want to work for your own people.
Yes.
Disney World, when they opened in China, the Chinese insist that all the people
must be Chinese.
So what's wrong with
we looking out for our people? Nothing wrong with that. And I will stand by that. Well, I believe we were put here. We had the opportunity that our parents get us to study, to come back. And now that we're in a position, we must look out for our people. And whoever don't have no feeling for that, too bad. But I will not stand here and say, oh, I will turn my back and look the other way and leave my St. Martin as just St. Martin's a great country. Today we're paying the price, as I just say, because we are the friendly island. We've been too over-friendly. Today the friendliness, the people take advantage of our friendliness because we are timid people and we leave people just do whatever they want with us. But there's a time when we say, no, we have to give our people the opportunities.
And you're contesting the September 26th parliamentary election at number 23.
On the USP list.
Yeah, so it's, how was the day when you all went to
Well, I must say the USP were looking quite very strong. A lot of people was shocked on how the USP has grown. But as I say, give Jack his jacket. The leader of the USP, Mr. Franz Richardson, I respect him very much. We grew up together. He have bring a type of, comfort by a lot of people, the way how we talk, how we portray about things, and you feel very, very comfortable with him. The USP is portraying we are a level party that will include people. And when you get that type of feeling by a party, then people feel welcome. And then they feel we still have hope. And that's what the USP is about. And that's why we keep always saying it's about us. I will always keep saying that, because when you include everyone, everyone feels like now we feel like we have a chance. And that's what the USP is about, and I think USP will be okay.
Aren't you all guys a little worried that you might get too many seats?
No, oh my gosh.
You ever heard a question like that?
We heard that before, but as I say, you have to be careful that you don't get too crazy on your own juice, But, the people of St. Maarten, I would like just for them to know that sometimes I have to be careful what is being said out there on people. I'm working with France. I'm working with Maurice. I worked before with Laville. I know Maricha and some other people on the party also. A lot of them, they're very dedicated in their heart. And sometimes people portray different stories on people. And it's sad to know in today's given time that what people like to portray on top of others, especially when we live in a small community, because every day you get up, you face everyone. You can't get around because it's a small community. And when the dust is settled, they will see that the USP really is 100% dedicated to get St. Maarten moving in the right direction for the St. Maarten people.
I want to jump back to the Tourist Authority, because that was something that the Tourism Authority was in the making for many years.
Yeah, they say over 20 years.
And you said earlier that now finally it's moving, right?
They already selected the interim director. It's a young, energetic person, because that's what we are portrayed from even in 2014 when I was running, that we have to start giving young people a chance. So the new interim director will be a young, energetic St. Maartener, born and raised in St. Maarten. And that's supposed to be finalized within 2-3 weeks, and the STA will be on the run.
I'm glad to hear that, because one of the things I've learned over the years, I used to hear a lot of people talk about their children, and when they come back to St. Maarten, how difficult it is when they got education abroad and want to work here. And then I realized that it's really true. When you are a native of this island,
you get discriminated.
It's very difficult to find a job.
You get turned down in your own country, and they say it's true. A prophet is more welcome in another country than his own, and that's the sad part. But as I say, once you go in a different direction, it's like a domino effect. Everything keeps falling in place. And once we portray and we start to really put up our hand for our young people to come back, and we give them the opportunities, eventually everyone gets in line.
It was interesting. I noticed at the port of St. Maarten, there's a lot of young St. Maarten.
Yes.
And I mean, it's amazing. There's one young man there, Alexander Gomes.
Yes.
Kid is incredible.
Yes, kid is unbelievable. So very, very nice guy.
Just give him a person a chance.
Yes, and you'll see how they will bloom. And he's a perfect example.
Yeah.
If people see him out, they won't want to give him a chance because he looks like a young kid.
Yeah.
But when you know him and how energetic he is, and if you tell him to go behind something, oh my gosh, he don't stop. He don't stop.
Yeah. So it shows you that we got young people go to Holland, come back, go to America, come back, and they can really work if you give them a chance.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So what else are you going to be working on that we don't know about?
Well, I got a few surprises already, and I will once they get in place, and that is a huge one for St. Maarten. And once we really get the nitty-bitty in it, I will also bring back to you on the program. And that is something I have to keep it like a big surprise.
Keep it secret.
Yeah, that's a secret I have to keep, because as I say, even the Bible tells you, do not speak your secrets too fast, because someone might take it and abuse it and go with it. So that's when I have to keep a little quiet.
What about the airport? How are things looking at the Julian International Airport?
Well, the Julian International Airport, we have a lot of projects. Also, they have to get off the ground. Like right now, there are some board members had to leave, so we are busy. The ministry is busy putting the new board members in place. One that gets in place, we'll put an interim director, and also work on 3 new appointees, like how Gibbes board did it with the CFO, CEO, and COO, and how the ministry has put it, that will all be also St. Maarteners. That's what we are projecting to do there and get the projects going. Because right now, Julian Airport, since La Vega has gone, nothing is happening. I'll be honest. And the sad part, let's be honest, every airport in the world you go, you always see cranes up, you always see buildings happening, and an airport is an indication that a country is moving. Now you go down at the Juliana Airport and there's nothing happening.
What about the buildings that were supposed to be constructed?
Even that I heard being put on hold and being looked at or whatever, while already the bidding processes, they've been down already, and it's just a matter to put the shovel in the dirt and get it going. But as I say, I haven't questioned a lot. I don't think the minister has questioned a lot, because she wanted the board members in place first, and then from there we take it on. But that have to get moved. There's too much potential there for us to keep that lingering.
Do you think that the people of St. Maarten and the government of St. Maarten really realize the significance of that airport in the region?
I think that a lot of people don't have a clue what we have there, Oral. Only when you travel.
Okay, that's why I asked that
Only
question.
when you travel and you realize how far St. Maarten has come and what type of airport we have compared to certain places, you say, wow, bravo, it's unbelievable what we have there. And let's say from the airport itself to the type of planes that come, I mean, we have to sit down and say, listen, God is great, and St. Maarten is really a blessed island. I think a lot of people have no clue what we have in our hands. You know, they say it's only when it's gone, only we realize it. Let's hope never in life we reach to the point that we will lose our tourism or whatever, because people don't realize how much our tourism means to us and why we have to hold it, you know?
I mean, if you travel just in the region, Antigua, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and all those countries, the airport, the traffic is nothing like St. Maarten.
It's nothing. Like I always just say, when we were in the Netherlands Antilles, Curacao, when KLM land, it was like, oh my gosh, all these people, you know. If a KLM land here, it's like a Winnie land for us.
Exactly.
You know, so as you say, you get the people, I think, get too used to certain things, and then they stop to realize what we have. Another thing, people don't understand this. Can you imagine if you will take a lot of other islands and you will say that 3 cruise ships had to divert because of bad weather, come to your island, like maybe Antigua or something like that, and 3 other ships come, they'll have a panic.
Yeah, they can't handle it.
They can't handle it. The restaurant can't handle it. The supermarket can't handle it. If tomorrow St. Maarten get a call that due to storms, 5, 7 ships have to come extra, we handle it like if it's nothing. And that's the greatness about this island that people don't realize. We can handle things that is unreal. That in another place, people will panic, they'll want to fly in different type of people just to help them for that one day.
That one with the cruise ships, that one is really an example.
Yeah, you know.
Amazing. And I saw when the Oasis of the Seas on its maiden voyage, we was in the Bahamas, and it was massive traffic jam.
You see?
St. Maarten was nothing when the ship came in.
The people know how to handle those things. We are just talented when it comes to that.
So now, the other part I want to ask you about, because the minister that was nominated by you also handled business licenses and so forth. And a lot of young people, you know, I believe that the strength of a country is in its people owning business.
Yes.
But what I've noticed prior to your minister being there is that it has been so difficult when you're a local person, you want to set up yourself and get a business license. The process and it's tedious. It is so slow. You see other people come pass you by, and it's like if you're a St. Maartener, it's like very difficult to get a license, and other people just get it. But sometimes it's not. I can understand that one.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I must take my hat off for her, and I give her compliments. I don't be in the ministry a lot, but when you hear from her staff and
I've heard from other people that she's speed up the whole process. She
speed up the process. I heard they signed off since she did more than 800 licenses in her hand. Goes first to the St. Maarteners. She's like, give me a St. Maarteners, give me a St. Maarteners. And I was proud when I heard it, because I'm hearing this from on the streets. Yeah. And I said, this is the example we have to keep. And really, she's doing a good job when it comes to that.
Because it's so important, you know, when I listen to young people tell me, I was the other day at a business, and a young St. Maartener from a very prominent St. Maarten family met me, and he was complaining to me, and this was like a year ago, a little over a year ago, about the difficulties he had in getting a license. And it was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yep. But you know, a lot of things too is when it comes is the whole government apparatus, you know, the civil servants. Sometimes the sad thing I always say that civil servants have to do, look, they go to work, they get a salary, they get paid. A person who's outside in the business world, which we know, you got to get up and you have to push hard, otherwise end of the month come, nothing is coming in. So they need to put themselves in that position, how important those things is for the individual who's requesting it. They take for granted so, and they leave it go the regular process, whatever. But if something takes months, it can be detriment for the person's family and for his life. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing coming until when they hold that license and they can go do whatever they need to go do, whatever the license is. And that's the thing I think civil servants should take in consideration, that these things has consequences if you don't push it fast. Yeah. And that's one of the things that as USP we said we're going to push, is to kill a lot of bureaucracy to get things moving fast, because the faster you get things moving, the economy get moving, the more money comes in the coffers for government.
Exactly.
Simple. Yeah. It's a simple math.
But I must say, I've heard from people that has at least changed since Minister Arundel is there. Yes. And I hope it stays like that, because I said, over a year ago, it was a terrible, terrible problem in St. Maarten for many of our own people to get that license. You know, Mr. Maarten, so when you look at this island and you look at the people of St. Maarten and you look around the island, you see a lot of prosperity. Yes. We also saw just a while ago the plans that you have to develop the country and everything else. You spoke earlier about how people suffer in silence. Yep. And this is an island that is too wealthy for people to be in the condition we are today.
Yes. Yeah. I really believe that. You know, sometimes you can sit back and you can dream. And many people dreams, but a lot of people don't get up and really try to work to get that dream done. I have a dream, and I always say, if you travel and you compare, you say, but how come that country is moving so great, and while my country has the same potential, same things, but it's not moving forward good? Because the country invests back in its own people. And when you invest back in your people ain't going nowhere to carry them money. They're not going to invest somewhere else. They're going to invest right in their own country. So I think St. Maarten could be, as I call it, the Monaco of the Caribbean. And once we push our young people to become more business people, and they start to taste the nicest of business, they will encourage others to keep coming, and then you'll see the change in St. Maarten, because we are still only 16 square miles. I won't even count the French side. We are still only 16 square miles.
But yeah, no, you're right. But you know, it's 16 square miles, but 16 very powerful square miles.
Yes, exactly. But you know, all at once, it is like, it's difficult now to get things done for your people. It's difficult to see your people going forward. We're acting like Mullet Bay is now 7 hours flight away. So like that, down that way, it's become a far away. It's the same like how we grew up. It's the same distances. How come then we don't know how to reach out to our people? Now we can't reach out to them. Why? It is all from the heart. It is from the heart, and you gotta be willing to be there for your people, to make sure your people go forward.
But you know, MP Matza, when I was a young man, I worked at Mullet Bay as a busboy and captain, and then I went back to work at Mullet Bay as a duty manager. Yep. At age 24, the youngest person working as a duty manager, Mullet Bay used to give us opportunity to prove ourselves. Yep. Today now, you think as a young man, 24 years, I'll get an opportunity to be a duty manager in a hotel in St. Maarten?
You won't. Because you know, and I know all the trend that they put out there, St. Maarten don't want to work, this. But
it's not true.
It's not true. They're not giving them the opportunities. And I think that's where we have to come down hard and say, listen, before you search anywhere else in the world for someone to work, search first in our schools. And when you start like that, then you keep breaking down until when at the end of the day, then you can find someone. But they're right there, or they just need the opportunity to get the opportunity to get to do those jobs. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, no, it's very important, because when I walk the street and I listen to people and I hear families speak, they're very disappointed. A lot of families are worried that their children will not get
the opportunity in St. Maarten. Yep, yeah. That's a normal thing you're hearing. Yeah. And I think, as I say, we have to set the trend in a different direction, and eventually it will come in its way, that we hope.
Like Bob Marley, in the land of plenty, they're still hungry.
yes.
So now what else you got planned, man? What else? You're not going to share any more secrets with us?
I think what we have to really work on, and if we don't do it, that's where our tourism, we really need to work on 2 major hotels.
That's going to be a tough one.
A surprise might come.
Yeah?
Yes. I think if you go out there and you look, you'll be surprised what and who is willing to come to St. Maarten. It's just a matter, do we have the people going out lobbying to bring back St. Maarten? It's nice you talk and you're hoping for someone to land here and say, but if you don't go out to meet them, it's not going to happen. So I do think we'll be surprised that there is some developers still love to come to St. Maarten.
Because, you know, people talk about off-season, but I think there's a misconception in St. Maarten because, number one, we really don't have hotel rooms like we used to have.
Exactly.
Timeshare rooms.
And look at the French side. The French side used to accommodate us with their rooms. They're finished. All it did was this defiscalization, and they're gone back to be regular rent-out apartments, and there is no more hotel rooms. So the French side is scratching their head now because all the prime properties they give to this defiscalization, and then now it becomes just regular apartments, and the owners never had any ties with that type of business. They only do it because of the fact that that's the way how they get to write off the taxes in France, to put it into the tourism industry. But after 7 years, it's all gone. And the French side is the perfect victim of that right now.
So you see, we really need some hotels because, you know, just last month, there was a conference here, and the hotel was overbooked.
Yeah.
in the month of July.
See, and there's so much different ways. Once you have hotel rooms, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Will do the tourism. Like now, the ministry is doing this great big poker tournament. They were explaining me her cabinet and her.
So you're all taking on Las Vegas now.
It's like we ready to take on Las Vegas if we have to. And imagine that if you do a tournament, how many people come?
That's a big thing. Eh?
That's a big thing. So doing the off season 4 or 5 different tournaments like that, and we don't have the rooms, where we can put them? I'll have to get in your backyard a little tent.
So then, so you're working on at least attracting
some major hotels.
You know, because when I go to Vegas, I go at least maybe once a year or so to conferences, and I always tell them, you know, where I came from, it's called St. Maarten, and we have something that Vegas don't have. It's the beaches.
The beaches.
So we have Vegas in the Caribbean.
Yes.
But with the beaches.
Yes.
You know?
Yep. And these are the things really. Once we get that going, those type of things, then you know that the economy going to start to grow more and more.
Yeah.
But if we just talk about, you know, the cruise industries drop and this and that, but we're not looking and looking for these investors, they don't come. Well, you have to make the incentive to pull them. Secondly, we have to change our tax structure, whether we like it or not. You have to make it attractive for people to come to invest in your country. Simple.
The profit tax are too high?
It's too high. It's too high, be the highest profit tax in the whole region and in compared to certain big countries. So you have to make it competitive for people to be willing to come here to say they're going to give up a big country where they have all the volume in the world to come to this little island and say, listen, I'm going there because, one, it's attractive to go to. And that's what we have to do.
But, you know, speaking about profit tax, also income tax, we also one of the highest in the region.
Yes, yep. That's why we have to change our tax structure.
But you think that that's really going to come about? Because I tell you, man, I've heard so many people give their concern about taxes, but it seems like it's a little difficult.
You know, and I say, oh, well, I can't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of you putting your effort behind it, and you said, this is what I'm going to do as a minister of finance, and you say, I'm going all the way with it. I'm going to push it through because at the end result, it's going to be good for the country. And you have to take the bull by the horn and do it, and not keep talking it like a nice talk. Really go out and push it and do it. The STA, we could have talked, the nice talk, the STA is a good idea. But that was the first thing me and the minister talk about, that, listen, the STA, we have to get it gone. So she and her cabinet put their hands to it, and today it's happening. And I think that's the same thing with a whole new tax structure, that you put your hands to it, you look what will work for this island, and you push it through and you get it done. And I think it will happen. If the USP end, I could tell you, well, you will see it happen.
And it will attract more business.
Of course, it will attract more businesses.
Yeah, and people have more purchasing power,
yes,
more money in their pocket.
Yes,
and
that's important. Yes, that's important. Once the people have money in their pocket, the little guy gonna carry his girl to the movies. He's gonna carry on the weekend for a little dinner. It's gonna be spending right back in the island here and rotating our island.
Understand that you're working on some other things that maybe you want to share with us another way.
Well, we don't got much time left, so I couldn't leave this program without at least giving you a little hint on some things. I think one of the big things, once, as you see that Glenn Carty, a part of the SFA has pushed hard to get a government building that they bought it over, solve that problem, that we have that budget out of the way. Then they're pushing now hard with a hospital. I think now one of the big things that we must do is a hospitality school. We must train our young children in our industry that pushes this nation. That means we need like a hospitality school, covers every aspect of hospitality. And that's one of the main things I do think that I will be focused on how to be able to pull that off. That we work hard to get that done now that the hospital's out of the way. That's our next move, that we need to get that done. And I told you I will wait, but I will have to tell you, we are working on and we are very close with the preclearance to the U.S.
Preclearance to the U.S.?
Yes.
Wow.
They'll be here next week, going through the airport and checking on all of the aspect what the airport will have to be able to be able to have preclearance in St. Maarten. And preclearance in St. Maarten, that means a big industrial boost for us in the tourism economy.
Yeah, because if you look at Aruba is they have preclearance.
Yes.
And they're doing very well in tourism.
Exactly.
It makes it a lot more easier.
A lot more easier. Also, a lot of investors will come then because it's easier for the people to go back into the U.S. fast. A lot of other islands will come to St. Maarten to be able to go into the U.S. So then like that, when you have a transit hall, everything, whatever. So we'll have a lot of traffic moving through the airport.
But it will also require some major changes at the airport.
Yes,
right?
it will. Yes, it will. But that's okay. Our St. Maarten's about change. St. Maarten's about going forward. And the most beautiful thing about it, St. Maarten today, tomorrow is never the same. In the future, we'll even be looking more fantastic than you could imagine.
So then for people who don't understand, St. Maarten will take care of the cost in terms of having the custom agent.
Yeah, the custom agency. And with that, we also will have a airport hotel, which the Marriott is already interested in coming.
Really?
So, yes.
Wow.
So there's something that I want to keep away from you, but I had to tell you because at the end, it means a lot for the people of St. Maarten.
It's amazing what Marriott is doing. Last night, I was on the phone speaking to a business partner of mine in New York City, and he was telling me about all the areas in New York City where the Marriott is opening up.
Yes, a lot of places. And they said the airport hotel is one of the biggest things that they'll want in St. Maarten because it's close to a beach, but it caters to all these pilots and everything that will have to overnight in St. Maarten. So we are working on some things, and I think when we get to unveil the real what we would like to do with the airport, St. Maarten will be very proud. Imagine what we have now compared to a future we have with it. Yep.
Yeah, because right now it's such a busy airport. Years ago you go to San Juan, and San Juan you had long lines. Immigration. The other day I was in San Juan.
Nothing.
I walked right up to the.
Yeah, San Juan don't have nothing anymore.
It's dead.
Yes, dead. And that's just to show you, everyone knows that Puerto Rico is going through a very bad economical situation. And that's to show easy you can lose your touch if you don't have everything in place and keep focus on what you're doing and keep focus on your country and not yourself.
Do you think we'll be able to maintain our duty-free status as we're going about?
Yeah, I think so, Howard. In some smart ways, I think so. But when you look at it, there are certain things here more expensive than other islands. So I think just the name duty free, we are on certain things. But when you look at compared to certain islands, I think our shopkeepers are having things more a little expensive than other places.
But I think too, when you look at it, labor is so expensive here. The cost to do business, even in construction, everything is expensive.
Yeah, and why, I don't know. Why, I really don't know.
I was just looking at a power tool, and it costs $175 at Amazon, and in St. Maarten it costs $470.
And while we don't have no duties.
The same tool.
Yes, it's crazy with that. I don't know why the merchants does that. I think a lot of them comes and they say, listen, let me make everything in a little fast shot and then I can move on.
Yeah.
And then end up staying here 20 years because it's too sweet.
But then again, too, in the end, what we're seeing is that a lot of people are saying, you know what, well, I'm going to buy it abroad.
Abroad, yeah.
And now you can see people going to pick up their little packages. They're shopping abroad because they realize it's just too expensive. It's still cheaper to ship it and bring it into the island.
Yep. So that's a lot of challenges we have when it looked at in that aspect of different things. So.
Yeah. And it hurts local business too at the same time, but they're hurting themselves.
They're hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I know we talk a long time, but we don't have that many minutes remaining on the program. But and again, you said earlier that you are number 23?
Number 23 on the USP list. And people of St. Maarten, all I want to tell you all is that at the end of the day, follow your feelings, do what you think is best for this island, and may God bless us all and keep us going as an island as we are as a people, are one people. And St. Martiners, Silvio Maarten, love you all, and I'll never change from that. I was born and raised here, and this is where my roots are, and I will always love my people.
Mr. Maarten, I want to thank you for coming in, and thank you for at least being here with me this evening. When I told you that I had to go somewhere we could record it, you said, okay, so we did that, and that was really, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. And that's MP Mr. Silvio Maarten, number 23 on the United St. Maarten Project list, right?
Yes.
And that's it for now.